So the work came to a standstill. Laying here is 3 different parts that I ended up going through before finding the right one. The damaged part is still the one on the edge here. You can see how bad that is. That's damaged. Okay. And then right here is the part, is the third installment that came in. This was taken off of another E350. And so that's the only one that is promising right now. If you look at the edge, this is the bolts that I took off from the old part. These bolts will not fit in any of these holes. So this holes will not fit the bolts. These are the ones that I got from the OEM parts that I got. I got one from Amazon. I got one from eBay. But they both, they look good. They look new and everything. But there's some small differences. If you look at these edges, you'll see how exaggerated those edges are compared to this ones. They look kind of flat. So those are telling me that if I try to use this, I'm going to have some problems later. Of course, if I can't fit the bolts through the holes, then I can't put it under the car anyways. And so this is the ones that I got. This came off from under a car. And so far, every test is proving to be successful. The bolts, this is the bolts that I took off the old one. It fits perfectly into this one. It will not fit this holes. So, I'm gonna return this too. And so now I'm ready to get back to work, and I'll catch you guys later. All right, so before we get back to it, this is the cavity where the drive shaft is gonna go into. All right, so it's from end to end. That is the other end. Those 4 bolts is where it's gonna fit in. And then the other end fits back this way into those 4, okay? So this cavity is where we're trying to wiggle the new drive shaft, well, not the newest use, but the more stable drive shaft is gonna be wiggled into this space and bolted down. I'll get back to you. So at this stage, I have 2 bolts in, so you can tell the 2 bolts at the bottom and 2 bolts at the top. I can't reach the top yet. So I have 2 bolts in the front, and then I have 2 bolts in the back side of it. You can see I kind of left some gap. I didn't tighten these bolts yet. I'm gonna have to put the car down and drive it a little bit so this whole axle, the drive shaft, will turn and bring those other 2 bolts down. I tighten those down. I'm gonna have to torque them at that time, and then I bring the car back up, do the same thing and turn it back. And that time I'm gonna tighten this too. So this 2 now I lose. I just want them to hold the position, and so when I turn the wheel a little bit, bring it down, put the other 2 bolts in, and go from there. All right, so the drive shaft is in. This is one side of it, and that's the other side. I have to do a little finagling along the way. If you look at this, if you can see it, you can see I put some cross over here. So I was marking the size that I did. So if I put a cross there, it means I did 2 of those bolts that are facing the side. So when I get in the car and I move the car, I need to know where it turned. So that's how I was identifying it. So this side is marked, and that side inner there is marked. This is the last place that was marked. This is the last site that was not marked. So it means I did this bolt and that bolt, and then I did this bolt and that bolt already. So every time I get in the car, I move the car, the sides that the bolts turn to another side. The front side is a little clogged. It's not a lot of space, so I had to do a lot more movement to get to all the bolts there. The back side is a little exposed, as you can see. I can easily get to those. So now everything is done. This is a used part that came off of another Mercedes. So that sticker is the original factory manufactured part. So it's a used part, not new. But as I told you, the new ones that I bought, none of them go fit it. You can see this exaggerated corners. They're kind of flat on the ones, the aftermarket ones that I bought. So this grooves wouldn't have fit if I used those ones anyway. So the shaft, the drive shaft is in. This is used, but still very solid. There's no movement in it. There's no noise in it when you wiggle it, unlike the one that I took off. When you shake it, you can hear all kind of rattling noise. So this is steady. I'm about to put the shields under the car. There's some protective shields here that I took off, and then there's this bracket. If I can show it better, this bracket holding the exhaust pipe. Here there's another, this bracket here, there's another set holding this side of the exhaust pipe. So I'm going to put those back and then put the car down and go test driving. Okay, I'll catch you all later. All right, so everything is in place. There's a shield that I took off before the whole project. This is the bracket that I removed. That's the only thing I removed. That bracket holding the exhaust pipe was the only thing that I removed with this shield here. The drive shaft is in place. That's part of it, and is running across all the way into the front side of the transmission. The project is completed. I'm gonna put the car down and go for a test drive. When you do this project, remember, you move the car and make sure there are no bolts or screws hanging around on the floor. That means you left something untied. So I'm gonna do that and do a test drive and catch you all later. So now the project is completed. I'm gonna take the car for a spin and I'll tell you guys how good it is. Yeah, everything good. Just came back from a test drive around the neighborhood. Everything good.